thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's a delight. Let's talk about judging.
Yeah.
At the because there, of course, you had to do it. Joseph, Maria. It's quite hard though. We're always harsh to our judges.
Yeah,
they are harsh. They got a minute. Though.
They are. I mean, well, of course they have a minute. I mean, we're under time constraints also. But I just feel sometimes that if you don't give positive things, you know, there's nothing for the contestant to work towards. You can give negative, but always either... I always used to start with a positive and give a negative, or give a negative, finish with a positive, to give them something to move on to, because being negative all the time, it just doesn't do anything, and it sometimes it gets boring to listen to.
Okay, so you're more of the Len school of thought.
Well, no, I'm not, no, because sometimes Len doesn't make sense in my book, sometimes with things that he says.
Controversial.
No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think I do like what Arlene says. I like what Craig says, and you know, I just think sometimes Arlene does it. She's harsh, and then she says something positive. I just think you have to. It's not good to always be negative. It just isn't. That's just my philosophy.
What was so interesting is when I was listing all your talents, you said, you know what's weird? Dancing's the one that you like, or the hardest.
It's the hardest. It's the one I like the least. In fact, when we were rehearsing, when I was on, I did Strictly, and I sang one of the numbers from the album. I was the most nervous about the dance break.
Were you?
Of course, because...
You were good with Karen, though. We've got a little clip
Karen was
of it.
fantastic. I mean, she took me like a little bit under her wing and, you know, just said, if anything goes wrong, just whip me around and I'll move out of your way. But I would normally, if I'm in a West End show, if I'm taught choreography, I would go away and work by myself or with the choreographer, like all the, you know, the contestants and the dancers do on this show. They go into rehearsal studios, and I'd really try to perfect it because it's my weakest thing. I do not consider myself a dancer. I consider myself to be a mover.
Okay. Oh, I like it. Moving is even better, especially if you just move to get a piece of cake or something.
Yeah, but if you move gracefully, though.
Yes, exactly.
Depends on
Pick it
like
up
that,
like
or
that.
like that.
Oh, nice. You mentioned your album. We have rather a glorious clip
Fab.
of a song. Have a look.
What am I without you? I can't be too late. I know I was so wrong. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I know you were right. Believing for so long. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I can't be too late. I know that I was so wrong.
It's good.
It just really makes me smile. I mean, and it chuffs me because it's like a dream that I'm watching myself doing it, and I'm really thrilled about it, and it just makes me go all warm and funny inside. It's really cool.
Oh, good. Are those girls really playing the violin?
Yeah, they were.
Yada, yada.
No, they were actually. Come on.
Come on.
You know, this is the BBC. Of course they were.
Okay, of course.
No, they were playing, and there was a track going above them, but they actually were playing with it. Yes, they're all professional musicians.
Okay, well, and lovely legs. Let's talk about this year's contestants and Strictly. Who are you supporting and why? And how much are you feeling for them? The pressure's on, they're training hard.
Well, it's difficult. I know how difficult it is because I was on another show on another channel, but I had skates on. And I do know that the pressure that they're under, because each time you come live to perform, the nerves are incredibly... It's frightening. But at the moment, I have to be totally upfront and honest. Letitia is one that I am backing, and I think that she is given a hard, you know, piece of shtick at times. Of course, she's not the greatest dancer in the world, but are we looking for a program where you want to see growth throughout the program?
Yes.
Or do you want someone to be always technically perfect? For me, it's performance, and Tish goes out there every dance, and she might not be technically perfect, but she performs the butt off the numbers she is in, and she really gets into the character, and I love watching that. See passion behind it.
I also think, I don't think she'd be grumpy about me saying this, that she's sort of surprised still to be in. You know, she's a bit like, she's looking around, she's going, what? Really?
But that's good. That's
it's wonderful.
That's great. That's not a bad thing, because there are some people who were in it for a long time who I think didn't deserve to be in it. Who, you know, for instance, Kate, who went out last week, I think she should have gone week 2, week 3.
But it wasn't her fault that people kept on, you know, they weren't calling out her name.
That is the beauty of these types of programs, because at the end of the day, it's the audience that makes the decision. And as much as people want to say something in particular, one of the contestants who went off and said, it's fixed, it's da-da-da, baloney, because at the end of the day, it's the audience who makes the choice, and they choose who stays in, and that's what's great about this kind of thing.
It's a good point. You also, I know, you're a mate of Gethin's.
Yes.
Do you love what he's doing? Because he's also using the G word, grown,
yes,
if you like.
Yes, Gethin is grown, and Gethin could wear a bin liner, and I'd still vote for him.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I
mean, look at him. The only thing I'll say about Geth, and this is one of the dances where he started to move a little bit better with his hips. But Gethin, I think he'll do really well in the quick step this week, because he is very good when he holds himself in a very upright position, a ballroom stance. But Gethin himself, when he starts, Geth, come see me. I'll show you how to move your hips a little bit better.
Yeah, in your uniform, and then it's win-win.
Both of us. We'll show him how to do it.
Seriously.
Married lady, but that's all right.
Yeah, whatever. Thank you so much for coming in. Good luck with the album. Thank you.
John
Barrowman. Now, our remaining 7 couples are all desperate to stay in the competition, quite simply.